Welcome back. In this video, we are going to see a very important topic called objects. We have seen variables in normal cases like integer, character, string, float. Same way, objects are nothing but class variables. Like your integer, your class also can have variables, and these variables are known as objects. And this class variables occupies the same amount of memory as a variable. So let us see an example for this. So where you can see a class. The class name is sorry. First, let us start with the structure. So we have a structure called A, and this is what the structure members. And you can also see a class called B. So please remember A is a structure and B is a class. And when we print their size, so size of A. So what is going to be the size for A? If character takes 1 byte, int takes 4 bytes, and float takes 4 bytes. So this is going to be 9 bytes. So this should be same for even the class variable. Let us see. We know that the size of is a function which is going to give the size of a variable. So in this case, A is the class, structure variable which is going to give you the size of a structure. And second case, we have B, and B is a class name. So let us see what output this is going to give. So this is going to give the same output in both the cases. So this is for my structure, and this is nothing but my class size. So this is what we say, class object occupies the same amount of memory as a variable of a structure. There is no difference. So now, next let us see scope resolution operator. So using this, we can define a member function outside the class, like structure, where we are saying that is not mandatory you need to define every member function inside the structure. We can define this outside the structure. Same way, it's not mandatory that you have to define every member function inside the class. You can define them outside their respective class, but you have to make use of an operator called scope resolution operator. So this is what the scope resolution operator. Let us see a small example for this. So we can find a class called distance, and these are by default they are known as the private members. And under public we have four functions: set feet, get feet, set inches, and get inches. So the look at this. If you look carefully inside the class, we have only prototypes. We have not defined this inside the class. And where this definition is happening, this is outside the class. How this is done? You have to mention the class name, then you have to write the scope resolution operator, then the function name. So this is what the function for the first class. Sorry, the first function. Look at this same one. So we have got get feet is my second function prototype. And how did I define this or definition? So you have to write the class name which it belongs to. Then get feet is the function name. This is separated with a scope resolution operator. Again, same for the next one, where we use the same scope resolution operator, and even for the last one. So let me make it clear. It's not mandatory. You have to define the member function inside the class. If you want, you can define them outside the class by making use of scope resolution operator. So again, you can see uh, one more example where what we have noticed, one is we can define them outside the class. So three points we have noticed. One is we can define them outside the class. How we can do it? We can make use of the scope resolution operator, and you have to mention the class name to which the function belongs to. See, if you look at this distance, this is mandatory. Distance is a class name, and scope resolution operator you have to keep. And the class name is specified in the left hand side of the scope resolution operator. So 3 points, you should make it very clear. Let me brief it. So it's not mandatory. You need to define a member inside the class. If you want, you can define them outside the class by making use of scope resolution operator. Along with the scope resolution operator, you need to write the class to which the function belongs. And the third point is the class name is specified on the left hand side of the scope resolution operator. This is please do remember, first you have to write what is the return type for this. So if you take now set in just return type is void, so I just wrote the void. Then you have to write the class name which they belongs to the function, scope resolution operator, and the function definition. Next is how to create libraries using scope resolution operator. The first thing is you have to place all the definition in a header file. So we have got you know class definition. This is a distance to the class. We have two private members, and we have four members with only prototype. This should be inside the header file. Next, you have to write the definition for the members. So if you look at the previous class, we have got four member functions. So these member functions you have to put inside .cpp. So you have to include your class over here. Then you need to write the member function, or we are going to define this. So we have got four members actually. So all member function you have to define, and this should be saved as your file name .c. What is the first one? First one, it was .h, that was the header file, but here it is you are going to define the member function, and when you define the member function you have to give your, or you have to name your file name as your file name .cpp. It's not the header file, but make sure that you are going to include the header file over here. Next, so now you can provide the header file and the library wherever you want. You're free to use it. So we have successfully created a library files for this. So let us see how we can use this in the application program. First thing is, so you have to provide the header file in the source file using include, and this should be inside the double quote. Then you can create a new data type for the given file. Look at this, you have included, then you have created two variables for that. Next, so we can now we can embed calls associated with functions by passing this variable to the source code. Now that also we can do it. So here is the example for this. So we have we have taken, or we have included distance.h. This is what user point of view, he'll be just including distance.h in our program, like std.h, and where he is creating the variables, see, d1 d2. Where this is defined, this is defined inside the source file, and inside the source file we have included distance.h. So in distance.h everything is your class is defined. Function defined is in some other function. So this is, whenever you want you can make use of this. We are successfully done with this.